All right, guys. So I've got a very special guest on the show. Where can I say? Meeting people on LinkedIn, you meet so many colorful, talented people from all walks of life. And I met Trish. We met online. I know that she was going to a few events in London, and she's very, very heavily involved in this sort of this digital asset space and so forth. And she's come from an interesting background to talk to her about Healerverse, obviously the challenges that Trish has gone through. And she said everything is energy. And I do believe, people meet people for a reason and things happen for a reason. And it's very hard to explain it, but Trish is going to break it down about her project, Healerverse, and so forth. And as you know, I've been doing this for a while now. I interview many, many guests on the show. I love storytelling. That's my passion. And I love giving people a voice. And I think that's what it's all about. It's giving people a real voice because in today's world, the media especially, it's so fabricated. Everything is, we don't know where the truth is coming from, right? And so we want to get real people to do these real shows and tell us all about their project. First things first, and as you know, none of this is financial advice. This is just purely an educational video interview. Tell people about their project and what they're doing. So take it as a learning thing. Thanks, Tris, for coming on.
Thank you for having me. I'm so happy to be here. Yes, everything is energy, money's energy, currency is energy. And yeah, I love that you're giving people a story. That's one of the things that is one of my mottos is like never stop telling your story because you never know who it's going to help.
That's so true. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Trish. Tell us about your project Healerverse and a little bit about your background, so that my audience know, because I'm pretty connected to a lot of people, and so we'd love to hear your story.
So my name is Trish Kane, and I'm the CEO and founder of Healerverse. And I'm launching a social media platform and space marketplace called 5D Healerverse in just a few weeks' time. And it's a social space and place for people to find healers locally and globally, digitally and in person. So I'm psyched. I'm
I can
psyched
feel it.
because, yeah, like basically seekers can go on there and find healers and book appointments, find workshops and events, either digitally or in person, and book everything through Healerverse. Currently, everything is kind of like fragmented, and you can't just Google, like, what's out there, or
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, what kind of
Yeah.
spiritual and holistic healers are out there?
It's the
There's,
first of a kind, actually. It's quite an interesting
it
project and
is.
what you're doing, because I've never come across Healerverse before, and it's helping people, right? Because you've sort of come from that
Exactly.
background where you've had a very challenging background. We'll dig into that next, but it's quite
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And like my goal in life is to help as many people as possible by
Mhm.
sharing my story and also giving healers a place to be able to share what they're working on, showcase like, what their specialties are because everyone has like secret powers or like different powers and like to help people find the healer within themselves is really like, we're all on this healing journey. Some of us are
Yeah.
doing the work, some of us aren't. Some of us are really doing it, some of us are doing it subtly. Also, the journey is not one size fits all. There's so many different ways you can go. But whether your life is amazing or you want to work on yourself, like healing is just not as accessible as it should be. I
Yeah.
think westernized medicine is really pushed. Um and yeah, so
Amazing.
giving the healers a voice, a place for people to find what's out there and navigate their own journey.
So tell us a little bit about your project Healerverse. What motivated you to start this?
So truly, I travel around a lot, and I, at one point in 2020, sold my house in Delray Beach, Florida, and I moved to Colorado. And when I got there, I was like, where are my spiritual people? Like, how do I find them? how do I find spiritual and holistic healers to go to? Number one. Number two, how do I find people to kick it with for like the full moon? You know, I love doing full moon ceremonies and like, how do I
Wow.
find just people to hang out with, you know? So I'm like, I need to invent something. And additionally, over lockdown and still to this day, the spiritual and holistic communities have been heavily centered on social media.
Right.
So I'm like, we need a place that we can share openly about spiritual experiences, find our tribe, hear what different healers are doing, because truly, the more good that is shown, the more good that happens in the world. So a place where people can see good in the world, like you mentioned earlier, with the news and stuff, they show you all the traumatic stuff that's going on or all the negativity. And that actually creates more negativity, the
That's
law of
true.
attraction, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So like it's basically a one space for all good things, and it's going to launch on Web 2 in a
Okay.
few weeks time. And then we're
Cool.
going to be doing a ton of stuff on the metaverse that I can't disclose yet.
There's a lot going
But
on, it seems.
yeah, it's a whole lot of fun too, right?
Right. Yeah.
Because yeah, it's so cool. I can't wait to see who I'm going to meet along the way. I happen to attract amazing healers, and I'm just enjoying the journey so much.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love it as well because I think with mental health, I'm a big advocate for
yeah,
mental health, and I think it for me especially that's a very big cause for me is how mental health and your project, Healerverse can intertwine together because since COVID, a lot of people have suffered from lockdowns. The world has changed dramatically, and we're living in a very high inflationary environment and so much is going on. And I think that's a big thing to me is that your project also helps with that as well, right?
big time. So like I guess I will get into this. I don't take any medication. And in my past I have. I really I'm not saying to take medication or to not. I don't advocate pro or against any of that. But I just know all I have is my own experience. That's all anyone has really at the end of the day.
That's
That's
true.
why I
Yeah.
love that you're doing this, right? And
Yeah.
it's like, I just know for me, like holistic practices and spirituality saved my life. And I know we're going to get
Wow.
into that too. Like everything from different healers to meditation to different programs, 12-step programs for me specifically. And different like community is really what we all need and what we're all craving. It's like we were deliberately pulled apart, and now's the time to come together. So like to meet like-minded people is really, I think, what people are craving right now. And this project is going to do that. I mean, there's so many different healing modalities from chiropractics, acupuncture to hydrotherapy,
So
colonics,
much
like
going on.
I
Yeah.
mean, there's so much that you can do to like just cleanse your spirit and spiritually, like a lot of people know about meditation, mindfulness, yoga. Well, there's millions of other different modalities out there that no one's even heard of. So finally people are going to be able to find what's out there. And once you start digging in, it's like you go down a rabbit hole forever. And who doesn't want to feel good? I don't think that we came here to not feel good. Like,
Right. Yeah, and I think
yeah,
people need to be told that, especially the people that are watching this interview. And,
yeah,
Trish is standing up for a good cause here. And I think, when we get this out and, people watch it and they get connected to it, do go to a website, do learn about what Trish is doing. Because, look, mental health is a big thing. A lot of my audience are also big advocates for mental health. And I think
yeah.
there's a connection there along the line, and we're all trying to be the goodness of ourselves. So what problem is your project solving, Trish? What is it you want to solve?
So basically, like when I did move to Colorado, I didn't know how to find my people. It's honestly a lot of it's underground still. Some people are connected through Instagram or Facebook or whatnot, but like I said, it was heavily censored. So the freedom to be able to speak about what is, what's helping us and to continue to spread the message of what helps. Like maybe astrology works for me, but past life experience like works for you, or everything works for everybody really, but like nobody is in the same place on their journey. So it's able to provide a multitude of healers. Every healer in the whole world is invited to one space for the first time to be like, this is
Wow.
what we're doing. Like, yeah, like
And you're
that's
all
never
like in
happened.
the same mind, right? You're all in the same
Yes.
wavelength, and you're
Yeah.
all connected in the metaverse in that sense.
And also, there's so much overlap between the metaverse and a spiritual community. It's amazing.
Wow.
I've met so many healers. I was at an event like 2 weeks ago in London, and I this guy is dressed in a suit, right? You would have no idea. And he gives me a crystal, and he took my water, and he actually like did downloads on it, and it went from warm to freezing,
Wow.
right? And he did like a meditation with me and opens up my third eye, and I had the best day after that. Like, man dressed in suit, like healer in disguise, you know?
Hey, you meet characters for a certain reason. It's when you go to these events.
Yeah.
I think, like you say, we go back to the point. Everything's energy, and
Yeah.
that's how it rolls.
That's how we roll.
That's right. So tell me a bit
Yeah.
about the Healerverse. How is it benefiting people, and what is it you want to do to help people? What's the benefit of your project?
One, I want people to find their tribe. Two, a lot of my spiritual healers, like those are my friends, they don't have as much business savvy sense. So this platform is going to help them to facilitate everything that they're working on. Three, literally, it's not easy. You can't just Google what's out there, like retreats, workshops, events, healers. It doesn't come up on Google. So, like, the benefit is having everything in one place so people can navigate what's out there and find their tribe and find different solutions that work for them. A lot of people are sick of, taking medicine or going to a psychiatrist. And like I said, I do not
Yeah,
support that, and I don't not support that too. It's like find your way. But there's other methodologies out there that can help you with chronic pain, with depression, with, like limiting
yeah.
beliefs. Like I've done like
You
eight
went through
years of
that,
work.
did you? In your
Yeah.
past life, something you want to uncover in this interview.
Yeah. So in 2014, I was found by paramedics non-responsive. I was resuscitated twice because I was dead. My body temperature was 86 degrees Fahrenheit or
Wow.
30 degrees Celsius. You don't come back from that medically. Come on. Can we just talk about
Must have
that?
been something flying over you or something like an
Yeah.
angel.
Yeah, exactly. And I was having spiritual experiences prior to this, but this really escalated my spiritual journey because I went to the other side, if you want to call it that. But after I was resuscitated twice, I laid in a 9-day coma on life support. I
Wow.
actually was in a coma basically like, prior to that. But
Wow.
and yeah, and the doctors told my mom and dad there's no way she's going to make it. And if she does, she's definitely going to be brain dead. And so when I woke up, they took the tube out of my throat, and the doctor said to me, "Do you know where you are?" And I looked around, and I was like, "Hospital." He was like, I'll never forget that. He was like, and I'm
Wow.
like, what the hell is going
What the
on?
happened there, right?
Yeah, like,
What the heck
why
happened
is
to
this guy
me?
freaking
Yeah.
out?
Yeah.
he's he's like, do you like how are you here right now? He said, I have no idea how you're here right now. You have angels. And
That's right. And
yeah, and
that's
I
how you
actually,
came to tell the story today about Healerverse, right? I suppose that's what
yeah,
brought you to this journey, right?
everything comes full circle, let me tell you, because prior to that, I was an active alcoholic and drug addict. And that day I actually overdosed on cocaine. My heart stopped. And since then, I have not drank or drugged. Last week, I mean, was 8 years that I've been clean and sober and
Well,
on a
alcohol and
spiritual
drugs.
journey. Yeah.
Right.
And also, I was like depressed before
That's
that. I
hard,
was like a
man. That's hard to be.
psycho.
That's
Yeah.
yeah.
Like, there's literally like a before Trish and an after Trish. And like, I've been working on myself for over 8 years now. And it's been a most amazing journey. But like anything else, we're having a human experience. We're supposed to face trials and tribulations and feel things. Cause like the lows don't go as low
Yeah,
as they used to, and the highs, like they still come. I still get so high on life. 'Cause life is so good. But it's like we have to feel those lows in order to like experience the highs. And
that's
I
right.
didn't understand that. And yet I was like covering up everything with drugs and alcohol because I had all these limiting beliefs, and I was always trying to show people what I thought they wanted to see instead of finding myself. So really since
And
then
you're
it's
here
been on.
today to share
Yeah.
that, right? To share that
Yeah,
journey.
it's been a journey of finding myself. It's been a journey of finding myself, and I've done that through holistic practices and spiritual modalities, all different types, all different healers that are amazing. And yeah, like I haven't found it necessary to drink or drug or
Amazing.
really. I know, like of course my brain still tells me to, like I'm the real deal, you know? But the only thing that can save somebody like me, who is the real deal, is actually having a spiritual life.
Yeah.
That's what every single 12-step program says. Every single like healer will tell you, like, really, like, spirituality saves your life, but it also gives you a life, it gives you purpose. And Healerverse gives me an even bigger purpose.
And
So
that's
it's
why
exciting.
your project is going to be a lot's going to happen in 2023, right? There's a
Yeah.
lot coming on and there's a lot happening.
Yeah. So we already have hundreds of healers pre-registered. We have hundreds and hundreds of people pre-registered, humans like that are seekers, that are healers. Also, like retreat centers and healing centers can like sign up, non-for-profits too, or any type of good organizations that are doing good things. I just want everyone that's doing good in the world in one place so we can like be happy together, or be there for each other, support each other, like do things together. There's so many amazing missions out there, but even
Who's
like
your
retreat
calling,
centers.
Trish? Who's your
Who?
calling? Yeah, who's your calling? Because it's like you're doing this amazing thing for the community, and I feel like you're in this planet for a purpose. You came out
Yeah.
of a coma, you came out of drinks, you came out of drugs. I'm getting real with you here, but I'm sure something's calling you to do this, right? So, and this is why you're here sharing your story.
So honestly, I believe that this is my divine life purpose and that everything that I went through, and believe me, I did not have an easy like,
Past, yeah,
upbringing, childhood. Like, yeah, like it wasn't. I like to pretend that it was amazing,
yeah.
because that's what I thought people wanted to see, or I didn't feel like I fit in, right? But my calling is literally, I'm an Aquarius sun, by the way. Like
Sorry?
the Aquarius, yeah,
Right,
the
yeah,
Aquariuses are literally here for a purpose right now, and it's to raise the vibration of the planet to help like facilitate that and to help others. Like my plan is to help others on a global collective level.
yeah.
And I realize that I can't do it alone. So Healerverse brings all great things into one place so that way we can do it together.
Amazing. I mean, I've had such a this is quite an interesting interview with you, Trish, and it's like learning all about what you're doing and your journey. And the people and my audience that are going to watch this, they'll probably find it very interesting. My final question to you is, what is it you want this to become? What do you want Healerverse to become? I mean, we've talked about the problems and what your challenges are, but say in like 5 years' time, what would you want this to become? Say,
So that question touches my heart so much because I just envision like everyone like healing on the planet, and then a girl does like a workshop on Healerverse, then goes into the coffee shop. They have no idea what she just did, but she's radiating love and light. Like you can tell, and just how it's going to trickle on throughout the whole planet and help people to feel better. Like it takes one person with powerful energy and like a healed
true,
person or a light person to walk into the room and change the entire dynamic of a room. That's all it takes. The lightness is so much brighter than the dark. And like if everything's dark and one light person walks in the room,
changes
you
everything.
feel it. You can tell. And I want other people to have that experience and be able to experience it and have the tools to experience it. So I want Healerverse to continue to grow, to be a platform that feels like home to people. because I have feelings for this thing. Like I
I
care
can
about it
tell, yeah,
so
you're pretty
much.
excited as
Yeah.
well.
And I want Healerverse to also participate in other good missions. Like I have a heart for a lot of children and mothers that have nothing and cannot afford to feed their families and their kids, you know. So to be able to also be able to help people to feed their
Right.
children, feed their
So
families,
important.
go on that mission. Like right now I'm teamed up with World Vision and I sponsor children, and in my backyard, I want to have like 100 dogs that are rescued and like rescue animals and dogs. And like that's where my heart lies. And these were my dreams since I was a kid. I
People need
want
help,
every,
right? People do
yeah,
need help.
yes, yes, big time. And I want people's dreams to come true. Like, you know, I want people to be able to manifest a life beyond their wildest dreams. And we do that with healing, with finding our inner power for people. Like, I really want this for other people.
Brings a smile to my face, this interview,
Yeah, you
and I
know?
hope it brings a smile to my community, because obviously I'm pretty
Yeah,
connected to a lot of guys. So where can we find a little bit of
yeah.
details about your website and more information and so forth?
So my website is www.trishkane.com, and Healerverse's website is 5dhealerverse.com.
Okay,
And yeah, we're going to be doing a ton on the metaverse, so stay tuned. And my Instagram is Trish Kane Verse, because I thought that was a cool little trendy thing to do.
I like it.
And my LinkedIn is
You're
Trish
pretty active
Kane.
there as well, LinkedIn, quite a bit,
Yeah,
right?
I love LinkedIn. That's quickly become my favorite platform, like LinkedIn. Yeah, because it's just like it's really like raised its vibration
It has.
recently.
It's raised the
It
bar, yeah.
has. You know why?
It
Because
cuts all
other
the
kind of,
intermediary out and the marketing out as well, and it really brings people
yeah,
together.
exactly. And it's like so much fun. Like I feel like it has like a Instagram slash like, you know,
YouTube,
LinkedIn.
yeah,
Yeah,
everything.
YouTube. YouTube is so
So
great
true.
too. And I'm on YouTube at Trish Kane. I've been interviewing healers actually, so people could see what different healing modalities are out there. So I've been interviewing my friends. So check out those interviews. I've also been traveling around the globe. I was in Israel and Egypt and London, and I'm
Wow.
going to Tulum in a week and a half. Like I just love going to like spiritual places and meeting healers and spiritual and holistic healers and people. So Tulum's a very good place for that too. Be there
Hey,
for a little bit.
there's a lot to come, it seems. Trish,
Yeah.
it's really great to have you and learn all about Healerverse and do this
Thank
like special
you.
interview. Maybe we can follow up in 2023 and
Yeah.
discuss more about what you got to say. Is
Yeah.
anything finally you like to say?
Yeah, 2023, we're going to be building like crazy on the metaverse because the spiritual community is all about decentralization. And I think that, you know, bridging the gap between like technology, the spiritual world, the healing world, and
Wow.
Web3 is going to be huge, like educationally, but also like for healers to be able to be decentralized. So we don't have to fight off any of the darkness anymore.
Hey,
And
we
I'll
need
drop
some
the mic
light.
with that. Yeah.
All right. Well, Trish, thanks a lot for taking your time to do this, and I hope my audience enjoyed this video special interview with Trish about Healerverse. Do go to her website, learn more about what she's doing. I think she's a very special character, and looking forward to hearing more in 2023. Thank
Thank
you.
you. I'm looking forward to regrouping in 2023.
All right, there you go, guys. That's a wrap. Bye bye.